Imagine walking into your office on a Monday morning. The lights brighten just for you, adjusting to a soft, warm glow. The temperature shifts, anticipating your comfort. It feels thoughtful, almost magical. But it's not magic. It's data. As you greet your colleague, a sensor above analyzes your voice, while a camera disguised as a smoke detector scans your face. Your smartwatch sends your heart rate and sleep data to a central server. The building knows you're tired, your team is stressed, and it knows everything. This isn't science fiction. It's a real pilot in a modern office tower in Shenzhen, China. The goal: create an office that understands its employees, measuring feelings to improve work life. The system was a silent partner, promising to catch stress before it became a crisis. But as data flowed, a more complicated picture emerged. Employees were told it was for their own good, to improve wellness and productivity. The system would monitor collective mood, not individuals, and suggest breaks or adjust the environment. On the surface, it sounded like a dream, a workplace that cared. But there's a thin line between caring and controlling. What happens when your feelings become a performance metric? For women, this question is especially loaded. Women have long been expected to perform emotional labor, smiling, soothing, managing feelings. Now, an algorithm was watching, programmed to judge these very emotions. The sentient office wasn't just tracking stress, it was tracking compliance with an emotional code, stricter for women. The promise of a better workplace was about to be tested. The walls were watching, and they never blinked. The pilot program was a symphony of technology, all focused on capturing the workforce's emotional state. Sensors embedded in walls, ceilings, and furniture monitored air quality, noise, and light. High-res cameras used facial recognition to analyze micro-expressions, tiny muscle movements that reveal true feelings. Microphones didn't record words, but analyzed tone and pitch to gauge stress or excitement. Wearable tech streamed heart rate, stress indicators, and sleep patterns directly to the system. Digital patterns were tracked. Typing speed, mouse movement, and even the sentiment in team chats. All this data, environmental, visual, auditory, biological, and digital, was aggregated in real time. The AI processed billions of data points to create a dynamic picture of the office's collective mood. It was employee monitoring on a scale never seen before. The system promised to optimize well-being, but it also meant every feeling was measured. The office became a living laboratory. Employees were the subjects. The experiment had begun, and the results would be anything but simple. The data wasn't hidden. It was visualized on dashboards for HR and team leaders. These dashboards showed aggregated team moods, not individual data. Imagine a floor plan glowing in colors: blue for calm, green for engaged, orange for stressed. The morale index rated team mood from 1 to 100, updating every few minutes. If morale dropped, managers got alerts to suggest breaks or adjust the environment. Another tool, the fatigue predictor, forecasted burnout using wearable and digital data. Managers could see when a team was nearing exhaustion and act before problems escalated. The dashboards turned feelings into actionable insights. Managers could compare collaboration scores, see the impact of new policies, and quantify office culture. The office was no longer just a workplace, it was a continuous experiment in human emotion. Every decision, every feeling was data, and the data was always watching. The question: who was it really helping? Companies pitched emotional surveillance as a tool for well-being. The system could detect stress early and intervene, adjusting lights, playing calming sounds, or suggesting breaks. Office design became data-driven, not guesswork. Managers could see the real impact of their decisions and adapt in real time. The goal: happier, healthier, more productive employees. A team that isn't exhausted is more creative and collaborative. The promise was a win-win. Companies get productivity, employees get care. But beneath the surface, the system demanded constant emotional performance. The line between support and surveillance blurred. The technology's promise was seductive, but the cost was invisible and growing. The reality of emotional surveillance quickly revealed a darker side, especially for women. Emotional labor, managing feelings for the job, has always fallen hardest on women. Now, the pressure was constant and quantifiable. Every sigh, frown, or tense moment could be logged by the system. The expectation wasn't just to do your job, but to feel the right way about it. For women, the pressure to appear positive was amplified. Authentic emotion became risky. Honesty was punished. The system incentivized unwavering positivity, narrowing the spectrum of acceptable feelings. Women faced higher scrutiny, their inner states exposed for analysis. The freedom to have a bad day was disappearing. The office became a stage, and the performance never ended. AI systems are only as good as their data, and emotional surveillance is no exception. Most training data skews white and male, making the AI less accurate for women and people of color. A woman's focused expression might be misread as anger, leading to unfair assessments. Teams of women could be flagged as less happy, not because they are, but because the algorithm can't read them. Consent was murky. Opting out meant risking your job. Surveillance creep was real. What started as wellness could quickly become performance management. The temptation to use the data for layoffs or evaluations was enormous. Once collected, data is hard to control. The system's flaws put women at a disadvantage by design. The pressure to comply was everywhere, and escape was nearly impossible. Emotional surveillance doesn't impact everyone equally. For women, especially those facing intersectional challenges, the risks are amplified. AI can automate and scale existing workplace biases, enforcing traditional gender roles. Assertive women are flagged as negative, while men are seen as confident. Caregiving responsibilities outside work show up as stress, hurting women's scores. The AI doesn't know context, it just sees data. For marginalized women, stereotypes are reinforced, not erased. The system becomes a tool of oppression, not equality. The workplace grows more hostile, not fairer. Technology, meant to help, ends up deepening the divide. The Shenzhen pilot sparked global debate. Tech leaders praised productivity gains and comfort improvements, but privacy advocates called it digital Taylorism, optimizing the soul for profit. Employees felt watched, anxious, and pressured to perform positivity. Some faked smiles, others avoided honest conversations. The backlash forced the company to scale back. Facial and voice analysis were disabled, and data collection became opt-in. The grand vision of a sentient office was put on hold. The lesson: just because we can build it doesn't mean we should. Privacy, autonomy, and the right to feel without being measured proved essential. The experiment showed the limits of data-driven empathy. The human element can't be engineered away. The future of work must be more than numbers. The sentient office is a warning. As AI transforms work, we must protect our humanity and hard-won rights. Emotions are not resources to be mined for profit. We must demand radical transparency, clear, honest data policies, and no hidden surveillance. Consent must be explicit and freely given. Opt-in, not opt-out. No one should be forced to share their feelings or biology to keep a job. Accountability is crucial. AI must be audited for bias and results made public. No algorithm should decide careers. Human judgment must prevail. Technology should empower, not control. The future of work must be built on dignity, respect, and equality. Our feelings belong to us, not our employers. We must keep humans in the loop, always. Only then can technology truly serve us.